Hello, this is Babu Krishnamurthy of Finsherpa. Friends, we often have this doubt in our minds, should I be investing in fixed deposits or bank deposits, or should I be investing in mutual funds? Both these arguments have been going in everybody's mind in terms of what should I be doing. While fixed deposits are considered reasonably safe, they are very easy to do and easy to understand. Mutual funds are considered very risky. They are more complex to understand, but they also deliver slightly higher return. Right? So there's always this doubt in people's mind that mutual funds are risky, fixed deposits are safe, so where should I be putting my money? Let's understand a bit more about how to solve this puzzle through this story. So the story, my friend, today we are going to look at is the hare and the tortoise. The hare represents equity and the tortoise represents fixed deposits. Now, in a jungle, there was a hare and tortoise, and both wanted to kind of do a race to find out who is faster. So they started the race, and the hare quite quickly reached almost halfway mark, and he turned around and looked and found that the tortoise was very much behind. So he decided to go under a tree and take some small rest. He realized that by taking a little rest, the tortoise will still not be able to catch up. So he took a small rest and unfortunately napped off. He went off to sleep. And the tortoise, although very slow, walked past the hare and then reached the destination. Friends, this is a story all of us have heard from our childhood. So the moral of this story that was taught to us was slow and steady wins the race. Right? So the investment moral that we can grasp out of this is, even though equity is a higher in return product, FD is a safe and sound, and as long as you keep faith in that, you will make a good amount of return, right, over a period. And especially in times where there is an emergency or you require money in short notice, fixed deposits are great places to keep money. So that's the first moral that we get out of this story. But the story doesn't end there, friends. Once this race was over, the hare felt very bad because he discovered that he had made one error in going off to sleep or taking that rest. So he challenged the tortoise to another race. So there was going to be a second race. In that second race, the hare decided that he's not going to take rest at all. He's going to just run at one go. Right? And at the end of second race, the hare quickly took off and ran quickly and finished very quickly the entire race. He never took rest. And the tortoise came very much later. Now the moral of the second story is, while slow and steady is good, fast and consistent is even better. So if there is an option by which our investments can be fast and consistent, that would be a great place to be. Especially when we are chasing long-term goals, we have the time. So while equities will be volatile in the short term, they can be up and down, in the long term, they can give you a tremendous advantage, like the hare, in terms of making sure that you reach your goal much faster, or within the time can create a larger corpus for you. So that's the second lesson we get. Now in the next story, now both had one race each, and it was obviously a necessity to do a third race to determine who is going to be the ultimate champion. It was a best of three. So the tortoise challenged the hare again and said, let's do another race, but this time I will determine the route. Okay? And then the route was determined, they started running. Now in this route, friends, there was a river that went by. So as the race started, the hare ran quickly, but when he reached the river, he couldn't do anything beyond. He had to stare at the river. The tortoise came very slow, but at the river, it got into the river, swam on the other side, and continued to go and reach its destination. So moral of this third story is that you have to play the game as per your plan. Everybody's plan is different. If you take somebody else's plan, you're going to have a problem. You have to follow your plan. And it's extremely important that your plan is as per your convenience, your capabilities, and your interest and your risk appetite. So that's the third moral that we get out of this story. Now, by this time, both the hare and tortoise had become thick friends. They said, although we've had 3 races, let's have one more race. And that last race, Let's see if both of us can collaborate. Let's run together and see how we can do this better. So what they decided is they will do the same route, but they will do it together. And what happened, friends, is that the hare till the river carried the tortoise on its back. At the river, the thing shifted, reversed, and the tortoise carried the hare on its back across the river. And again, after they reached the other bank of the river, the hare carried the tortoise on its back and reached the destination. They both discovered with great surprise that they had completed the race in record time. They had never imagined this was possible. Same is the case in investing as well, friends. The fourth moral, therefore, is that if you combine the FD and the equity mutual fund, although FD is safe and the equity mutual fund is volatile, if you combine investing between them, they will serve both the purposes. For short term, when you need money, there is money in the FD. But in the long term, you also have money that is available in mutual fund that's growing at a reasonably good pace. So that's the fourth moral that we get out of this story. So friends, it's not about hare versus the tortoise. It is hare and the tortoise. Similarly, in the investment world, it's not about fixed deposits or mutual funds. It's fixed deposits and mutual funds. The safe investments that give you regular return but give you low rates are essentially important for short-term emergencies and requirements that are more short-term in nature, where you cannot afford to take risks. And the investments that are risk-oriented are meant for more long-term, where you need a higher rate of return. They're probably for goals which are 5-year, 10-year, 15-year duration. And there you need that extra return to help you. So collaborate like the hare and tortoise with your investments in terms of fixed income or fixed deposits and equity mutual funds to get into a great wealth over a long period of time. Hope this message was useful. Thank you.